All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm still asleep. Let's see what NASDAQ has for us today. All right, let's do a quick, what time is it? 6:20. Let's do a quick rundown of what we got. I'm going to take a look at the 4-hour work. And by the way, I'm using the September contract. 4-hour work, clearly in an uptrend, right? Bulls are in control. No question about it. Even with all this overseas news, bulls are clearly in control in the higher time frames. Which is crazy considering all the news we've had, especially over the weekend. But yesterday, if you guys were watching the Open, we had about a 200, 300 point recovery at this point. So this is the 4-hour. Bulls are clearly still in control in the higher time frames, pushing up. Even though we've had significant Middle East news over the weekend, that has not affected the market. If you take a look at some of the levels, within this channel, the 4-hour channel, right? We came down last night and tested it. That was the overnight low. That was, I believe, right at the open. No, that was later in the night. And we tested this 740 area. So, and then bounced right back up, came back and tested, and continued to push, close to about 300 points in the upper time frame. So as much as, we want to consider the negativity of the Middle East news, at least for now, futures or the U.S. economy is saying we are not touched by this at all, which is insanity. Let's take a look at yesterday's move, 613, right? 613. Okay, so here was the, oh, okay, got it. Take a look at the 15-minute. All right, so we had that initial reaction yesterday during the open. Here we go. Push the downside right here. Here's yesterday's close. We pushed all the way down to that 720 area. If you look at, although I'm looking at the September contract, if we look at that level based on the June contract, that's that level that I was talking about last week, right? That 500 level that held now multiple times. So we've been unable, although we've had all this news, we've been unable to push below 500 with a close. That 500 level has held. Of course, now we got to speak or talk in terms of September. That's that 720 level here. And that held and, created the bounce for today, or the bounce that's been playing out throughout the overnight session. So we have previous day high up here at 76, overnight high. We just touched it a couple minutes ago, around the 2265, 62 area, call it. We are gapping up, so technically gap rules are in effect. Previous day low down here, and then your overnight high, which was the knee-jerk reaction right after the open, with a quick buy the dip from the bulls. So it's going to be tricky. We got a couple things going on. We got news. We got all the Middle East stuff going on. I don't think we have actual market news today. I checked earlier. I don't think we have anything. So we got all the Middle East turmoil going on. And now we have rollover, which makes it trickier because, you got to take into the understand that there's been no volume on this. So you're trying to find levels on a contract that hasn't had volume yet. So it'll be interesting. In terms of what am I looking at this morning, potential push to test the 190 area, the 120 area. If we do push up to around 120, we either pull back or continue with force. If we are going to see some downside, I'd be curious to see what happens around here at the 200 SMA, potentially coming back and testing some of these levels, either yesterday's close or our Friday low. But again, it's going to be very tricky. I think today's going to be patience and let the market come to you instead of making in-the-moment decisions. Ideally, we get some type of pullback if we're going to continue to push up. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, no matter how much I want to be influenced by Middle East news, this chart does not tell us that the Middle East is affecting, at least for now, U.S. stocks or U.S. economy in any way, right? We attempted 2 times on Friday. We attempted to push back down. That's when the initial reports started coming out. Then we immediately pushed up. And then towards the later afternoon, we heard about Iran on Friday retaliating. We saw that push down. And now we're right back up. So inconclusive when it comes to Middle East in terms of what this market wants to do. Good morning to everyone. Again, I'm going to be trading the September contract. Rollover. You don't necessarily have to. I think you got a couple more days of being able to trade. But because I may be copy trading my live account later today, I don't want to get stuck in not being able to get out of position or slippage. With live accounts is a little different. So I am working the new September contracts rollover. All right, we got 5 minutes to the open. Let me set my 15-minute alarm. See what else I can find here. I always like to look at the higher time frames first. And it is respecting this trend line, right? Has respected that trend line. Always try to get 3 touches. Ooh. What happened here? There we go. That's scary. 4 minutes before the open and things go downhill. All right, so we got that. That's your 4-hour ascending channel. Potential upside targets all the way up here. But I'd like to see what happens in some of these 120, 180 levels before I commit to anything like that. So that's what you have on the 4-hour, which will be guiding if we're truly going to follow trend today, and it's a bulls are in control day. Then I got to find the pullback to get back or get into some type of long. Tricky though, so we'll see. Let me figure out what just happened. I don't want this to happen during trading. I'll be right back, guys. All right, here we go. All right, so we're pulling back 2 minutes to the open, looking at that 980 level as potential coming to test the 200. Could exaggerate that, flush down to the 200, coming down to, these levels from the overnight, potentially 980 to test that area. Now, if we come down and just test it and that's it, and we're going to bounce, then be it. But we do have VWAP. I think the safer entry is going to be down here somewhere around 980, 960 for potential pullback, and then the bounce. And I am going to play it tight, probably with 30 points, a stop. Again, with rollover, I usually trade without a stop, but I don't want to be wicked out today. Again, with all the headline news, so potential move to this area with a stop below these lows, right? Something like that for a bounce. I think it's a little clearer with the 15-minute. Yep, this area right here. Okay. That's if we see a bounce. Now, if we just push up, makes it a little trickier to hop on that long. Let's see. 10 seconds. Here we go. VWAP is all the way down at 960 if we're truly going to test VWAP. All right. Casino's open. Let's go. Let's see if that 200 SMA here holds, and that's the bounce, which I've said that's a potential play, but I'd like further downside before I commit to a long. In other words, a stronger pullback. Fortunately, we did get the bounce at the 200 SMA, which I'm not participating in that long right now. That was a nice bounce. Now we're coming up to test the overnight high. And potential rejection up there is what I'm watching for. Tricky because the bulls have been in control all night. Trend is your friend, but how do I find an entry on a long? Sure, I can FOMO in. But let's see if there's a better option to get in and participate on this push up. 22,100. You got a pivot point up there. All right, we're testing previous day high now. Continuing to push. Next stop on that push up is 120 without a pullback yet. And that's what complicates my entry on this. There's that pullback. Will it be the push for continuation to the upside? Or is this move to the upside fading? I'm going to attempt a short here. Targeting the 20 SMA initially. I'm going to play it tight. If we push into this area, then I got to cut it. We're in that bull flag consolidation zone. It needs to flush here. If we push right back up, then it's a bull flag formation and there's potential movement or, a bounce area here for the upside. And then I'll have to consider long in this. There's that bounce. I'm going to put a stop just in case we get any crazy wicks right above the last candle. Here goes that test of the 20 SMA. Failed to test the 20 SMA, at least for now. And a bounce at the 20. Bulls have strength. They've shown it all night, so no reason for them to give it up just yet. But I'm playing that pretty tight. 20 points, the max. So now the 20 SMA is creeping up on me. In other words, if we get another touch, potential bounce again. And I think this is where the ripper is going to happen to the upside. We should, if we were going to flush to the downside, we should have flushed by now. Granted, it could be a little slow and it's trying to trap more bulls, but I'm not feeling this move to the downside just yet. Initially, when I shorted, I wanted to consider the 200 SMA as the target, but because it's so slow and non-convincing to the downside, I'm setting the target. Look, the 20 SMA already is creeping up above my take profit, so yeah, I think there's more push to the upside here. And I'll get stopped out pretty soon. All right, there we go. Getting stopped out pretty soon. Still in that consolidation area. Every attempt to flush has been bought up. And I think one more push and I get stopped out. The SMA continues to creep up. So again, this is looking more like a bull flag versus rejection at this level, at least for now. And we should see a stop out pretty soon with the next push. Still keeping to that little consolidation zone, but every push down, that one just got bought up even quicker. So stop out coming any second now. There we go, get stopped out. And I think that is the bounce. So now we can consider longing this. Or just waiting to see if, you know, the stop out area is really up here for potential shorts. Pushing. I may attempt another short since we're seeing this area fading, but it could be just a slow grind to the upside. Tricky consolidation area there. Every attempted pullback is being bought up. Hey, Ram. Yeah, it's been a while. Trying to get back into live streaming. So, welcome back to the stream. All right, I'm going to attempt another short here. I'm going to watch what happens with this candle. Nope, another bounce. Forget it. Bouncing at the 9 EMA. Struggling now at the 9. Here we go. Is this another bull flag formation and just pushing up? Bounced right there at the 9. Push up. There we go. Bounce right off the 9. Continuing to push. 1 minute for 15-minute opening range. Getting tighter and tighter. There's that push up. At a pivot point right now, so we'll see if it explodes through the pivot point or initial rejection at the pivot point. All right, that's the 15-minute opening range. See what happens here. Testing the 9. And potential bounce area again right here. There's the bounce from the 9. Attempting a short again, looking for the flush of that 20 SMA. Now, if we bounce hard here, then yeah, bulls are continuing to be in control and forget it. But I'm going to be a little more lenient on my stop this time around. If this one doesn't work, then I'll probably take a break. Bulls are not giving it up. They have not given it up all night. No reason to think they'll change. Nicely done, Ram. Oof. And there we go, nasty NASDAQ. All right, so time to take a little break. That's 2 trades in a row loss. I think 15, 20 points on each. So NASDAQ is doing some nasty. Let's see what happens at this level, the 20 level. Oof, that was a nasty wick. That was a 74. Wow. That was a 30, 40 point bounce. NASDAQ being nasty to me today. Ugly, ugly bounce there. All right, well. Good morning. Jay Styles, good morning. Take a look at the June contract real quick. And back to September contract. So now we are positioned above that pivot point, but the 100 now we're back down. It's been choppy. Bulls are saying, forget about Middle East news. We're just going to the moon today. It's been a slow push to the upside with some nasty chop. Here they go. Continuing to push up. Another push. All right, bulls are in control. Wow. What? Was there any news? All right, it's really choppy and dangerous. I'm gonna have to take a little break before I get FOMO'd into any of this. I don't see any news. That's some nasty chop. 109 all the way up to 130. 30-minute pushes, 30-point pushes. Bulls are in control. Question is, how far are they going to push this up? This is insane. With all the Middle East news basically saying, nope, unaffected. Just realized that my okay, that was Apex server was lagging. And you see the red on the right hand side, that's lag. so I gotta be careful. There you go. Apex is lagging on me. Huh. All right, bulls just want to push. Bulls are saying, don't worry about the Middle East. That's not affecting the U.S. economy. See what this pullback brings us, if anything. And pullback being bought right back up. Like another bull flag formation there. Nasty NASDAQ. And there's the push up. Wow. Bulls, where's all this strength coming from? Wow. Resilient market. Impressive, impressive for the bulls. No significant pullback since the open. And looks like just bulls want to keep going today. Slowing down a bit. Will we get a pullback? We'll pull back in play. Let's see what happens there. Every pullback so far has been bought right back up. It's tough to long at these highs, man, but it looks like it's just going to be another grind, get in your long and just ride it type of day. Ugh, frustrating. Frustrating. There they go. They continue to push up. Not giving it up in any way. Middle East turmoil? What? That doesn't exist today. I mean, at this point, the bulls are in control. I'm waiting for some type of pullback, and I guess try to ride along. The bulls give this up, then we'll have to see. Tempted resell off, bought right back up. Bulls are impressive, resilient. But it's also tricky to long all the way up here. Yes, it looks like the bulls are going to continue to push, but tricky at this point. Thumper, you're done. 253 bucks in the green. Nicely done, my friend. All right, let's see what happens at that 20 SMA. Does the 20 SMA provide the bounce? Then I guess I have to just, if I really want to take another trade today, realize that this this shit ain't going down today. Potential play on a bounce around the 20 SMA right here. Not my favorite entry, but or just call it a day for me at least. Nicely done, Thumper. There we go. There was the pullback. I was hoping around this area. And again, another bounce off of that 20. Although it's been on the lighter side. It just can't be trapped again. I got trapped already. Gotta accept it's a trend day to the upside. This could be a simple pullback to bounce, grab some liquidity, and then a brutal bounce like it's done 30, 40 point bounces. All right, attempting to flush below the 20. However, I already got caught once on that trap for the 20. Don't plan on doing it again. I'll only do that once. Usually it works, but when it doesn't, you take the loss. Another bull flag, potential pop in the making, and then we pop right through. $20 SMA is providing support on this. We have not been below the 20 SMA for more than 1 or 2 minutes in this whole play up. So very aware of that. Shorting right now is very dangerous. Well, do me a favor in the meantime. Why don't you smash that like, smash that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And let's see what nasty NASDAQ has for us today. All right, so it's been bull flag, pop, right? Bull flag, pop. Question is, how far is this thing going to go? We got a pivot point at the 22,230 up there. That's an insane extension today. Impressive. Market is resilient. So it came and touched 85, almost 90. 2205 is probably the next resistance area. If there's anything, if there's such a thing called resistance today. Bulls parade, for sure. NQ is back to Thursday levels, approaching Thursday highs of last week. Basically said, no, Middle East, what's going on in the Middle East? We don't care. Impressive. Got some lag today. That's not good. When you see this red, well, you guys probably don't see it. Quantower is giving me lag. All right, let's see if this level is going to provide a stronger pullback. So far, 3 levels, no significant pullback. Just slow grind to the upside. Every attempt to sell bought right back up. Come on, NASDAQ, can we get a stronger pullback so I can finally go in long if that's what you want? I mean, that's insane recovery. We went back all the way to Thursday highs. keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Oh, man. Insanity. Then Q's like, no, we don't care. We don't know what the word pullback is today. Another pop. Bull flag after bull flag. Crazy. Slowly grinding. Yeah, Thumper. That's what I'm trying to watch for. Is there going to be any break to the downside? But tricky. In any event, even if there is a pullback, pullbacks have been what, 20, 30 points at most. It might as well push above 22,200 at this point for the overshoot. Then you got a pivot point at 22,223. Tricky. Yeah, the Bulls took control since last night's open for sure. I mean, they brought it down to like what, 700, and now we're close to 500 points since yesterday's open. Point pullback. That's it. All right, let's see what happens here, how far we go down. If it's a long bias, then fine, I'll get in a long. All right, let's see if we get a stronger pullback. testing that 20 SMA. Remember, the 20 SMA has been providing support the whole morning. We have not been below the 20 SMA for more than a minute or two, at least on the 1 minute. We've been trending above for sure. And boom, strong bounces off that 20. Not allowing it. Ooh. Talk about a resilient market. So it does look like we're trying to push above 22,200. You know, even if you count the latest push, we've been stuck in this area, right? Jesse James, smart man, don't fight the trend. Yes, sir. Nicely done. All right. See if we flush below the 20. Coming down to maybe like 160. If it respects that channel, that ascending channel, 22,160 would be the bounce area. Otherwise, we can probably go down to 22,130. But we need to see some type of pullback, at least for me to get in. Yeah, you can just say, hey, we're going up, get in. Jesse, you've been killing it lately, huh? Nice, man. Happy for you. Yeah, 22,200, if you look at prior time frame, should be a nice short area. But we're just not getting, any indication that this is fading out. So we're still in this channel, right? If you take a look at we're not seeing any indication of that fading out. Even if you extend it to this area with your 3 touches, we're just not, this area could be a bounce area, but we'd have to flush below the 20 with force. Just not seeing that right now. Bulls are completely in control. Until my timing's off and I decide to hop on, and then it just plummets on me. But if we do come back down to test the bottom of that channel, I guess I would have to long it at this point. If it breaks out of this area, then forget it. We got more upside here. This is a breakout area right here. Now this could be the breakout fake as well. I could see how we pop up and then finally see some resistance. But if it goes all the way up to 22.20 with no rejection, there's no short in this. Yep, 22.40 is the next pivot point up there. So if we pop and don't reject around the 22.30, 22.40, it's over. This thing is on a mission. With today's strength, 22,200 seems like it's going to be a joke for NQ. I know what you're saying, that it's a critical level, but I mean, we're at 22.98 and we're not even seeing any minimal indication of a rejection. So I guess we're going to wait for the pop here. Fake out pop or continuation pop. The way it's looking, continuation pop. And at that point, crazy to say that we would be looking at potential 22.3 today. So we're pushing above Thursday highs, right? Yep. If we want to completely recover this all the way to Wednesday's highs, insane. All right, we need some type of pullback. I can't long up here. Yeah, it's indicating that it's going to pop, but I just can't long this high. I need a stronger pullback. Annoying. Look at this. Just keep grinding. Keep grinding. Well, at least now we know, or I've known for a while, but now you guys have seen it. I do the worst on bull grind days. I do very well with chop, rotations, but grind days, my Achilles heel. Gotta work on it. Gotta journal this. The channels are clearly playing out. Trend is your friend. But it is my Achilles heel. Put me on a chop day and I'll kill it. Directional, slow moving days, my Achilles heel. Well, that's right, the G7 is today. But listen, the market is unaffected by the news. I mean, clearly the market is saying we don't care what's going on overseas. If anybody came in short bias thinking that, oh yeah, the weekend news with Israel and Iran, market's gonna come back down. Nope. All right, give me a pullback. I get it. You want to continue to grind up, but give me a pullback so I can justify going in on this long. All right, here comes the pop, right? This is the pop area. Is it the pop for the fake out break, or based on today, continuation? Bulls are in full control, Thumper. I mean, it's a Bulls parade since last night. I mean, I was just watching on my other chart the movements last night. There was no significant pullback. I think it was like 30 or 40 point pullbacks. That's it. Just kept grinding up. All right, here we go. Here's the pop area. Pop all the way up to like 220. 220, 230 area. Thumper, man, thanks for tuning in, man. I'll be here every day for the next couple of days. And I get a pullback. All right, we got a little pullback forming here. See if it's significant. Testing the 20 SMA again. We know that the 20 has provided support. Very minimal time below that 20. Potential long entry. Let's see what happens here. But I'd like a 170, 160 pullback. And the 20 SMA saying, nope, I bounce here. 20 SMA has been brutal, brutal. Okay, now we're attempting to flush. See how far this flush comes down. This could be it. So far, we haven't gotten any significant pullbacks. And all right, trend day, so gotta look for a pullback. potential long? Or at this point, am I too late to the party? Leave it alone and call it a day? Could be an option as well. And we didn't get the full pullback I was looking for. Man, resilient market. 20-point pullbacks at most. All right, let's be patient. See if anything shapes up. All right, so attempting for a stronger pullback here. Continuing on that pullback. No elevator down pullback by any means yet. Bulls are in control. All right, we're attempting to position below the 20 SMA. See how long we stay down there. Approaching the bottom of that ascending channel right now. Will the channel hold and provide the bounce? Oh, I guess that's it. Based on what we've seen so far, this is technically it for a pullback. I mean, we've had a pretty extended consolidation zone. Based on trend day, we're waiting for a break to the upside. came back down and tested this little breakout area here, which we tested, came back to the 20 and pushed right through. So this area just got tested and bounced. Bulls are in control, man. Well, slow down for sure. I mean, we had that type of price action last week where you have a strong push up. In this case today, we pushed up, what, 150 points, and then you see it slow down and stay at those levels for the rest of the day. We'll see. $15-minute looks insanely bullish. Tested the top of that range, initial pullback there. Testing again that 20 SMA. Now the good thing is the 20 SMA has been flatlining. Is this the end of this move? We'll see. I'd have to see a stronger pullback to say this is the end. It's for sure 100% a trend day. All right, so we're coming back to test 20 SMA. Attempting to blow through the 20 SMA or flush below it. Nope. Bought right back up. It's been a bull flag day, right? Bull flag after bull flag after bull flag. Not giving it up. At most, I'd be scalping for 10 points here. 10, 15 points. Until we figure out what happens with that range. Unless it's directional day, I can't short. Can't short. And slow price action. I mean, it did do the same thing last week. You had a strong, I think 2 days in a row, you had a strong move during the open, 100, 150 points, and then lock you in. Slow price action after that. So if you lost and you're trying to recover, you ain't going to recover. All right, we're testing the bottom of that channel now. But is that just another bull flag with a pop about to happen? Rust it. All right, we're in a 30-point range. Being patient. Ram, Tick Tick Trader, I'm assuming. Listen, I've gotten payouts from Tick Tick Trader. I've gotten multiple payouts from Tick Tick Trader. So I think you will get your first couple of payouts. Although this hasn't happened to me, but I have seen under Discord, after a certain amount of payouts, traders have been told they're going to go live and then crickets. But you will get your first couple of payouts. I wouldn't go in multiple accounts. Get one account, if anything, get your payout. Get 2 or 3 payouts and see that they continue. It seems like after 2 or 3 payouts, that's where things change. With either not being able to buy more accounts or being told you're going to go to live, but you got traders waiting months to go live. Now, they haven't gotten screwed. In other words, you will get your payout. It's just what happens after that. You may not be able to trade with them. They tell you you're going to go live and the account is on hold. That's what I've seen. But as far as denials, payout denials, I haven't seen that. Unless you break the rules, obviously. But I've gotten multiple payouts with Tick Tick on their straight to funded. No issues yet. But I got to be transparent. I have seen in their Discord other traders, and other traders have reached out to me that they've gotten a certain amount of payouts, and then it's either you're waiting forever on a live account or you simply can't buy new accounts anymore. If you're thinking straight to funded, listen, Tradeify. If you hit my website, you'll see a link there for your discount codes and all that stuff. Tradeify, listen, I've gotten payouts within 15-20 minutes of requesting a payout. It's a prop firm that has not had one single payout denial yet documented on social media. Tradeify is king right now for straight to funded and in general. Brett's doing an amazing job over there. That whole team. There's nothing I could say negative right now about Tradeify. Nothing I could say, to be honest with you. Tradeify is very quick payouts. I think I've gotten over close to 20 grand. I think 15 or 18 grand this year with Tradeify alone on straight to funded. Every single payout has been within 15-20 minutes. Great dashboard, great culture. Like I said, there's nothing I could say negative about Tradeify. I heard you can't trade micros and minis at the same time. Ram, honestly, I don't know about that rule. I don't trade micros and minis at the same time. You'd have to check out their website. Honestly, I don't know about that with Tradeify. All right, so major slowdown. We're approaching 1 hour of consolidation zone, right? It started around 7 a.m. Arizona, and it's about 8 a.m. So we've been 1 hour in this consolidation zone. If you got some green, nicely done. If you got red and you're desperate for your next play, this is what this consolidation is intended to do. Get you into tilt. All right, but it's been a slow pullback for sure. Now we've positioned below the 20 SMA, but not trusting it. Another one you may want to look at now, if you're just trying to open your first account with straight to funded, go with Tradeify. If that's your first one, honestly, it's the best paying one. No issues with payout denials. If you're looking to diversify, Thrive straight to funded, still no payout denials reported yet. But if it's your first straight to funded account, I would go with Tradeify, max those out, and then look at diversifying with other props. All right, well, that's what NQ has done. Thursday and Friday, big move, and then trapping ya. The winners can walk out. No reason to trade this. The losers, you should walk out. Because if you're looking, NQ's looking to trap you even further. All right, we may come down to 140 level. If if the bears can get a pullback here, 140 seems to be the next area. Otherwise, bulls will just bounce it here. Pretty slow. There's the bounce, bottom of that range, top of the last breakout area, right? Tested the last breakout area right there. And that may have been the pullback you're looking to long. I need a stronger one, so I may be out for the rest of the day. Ugh. All right, not moving. Everything's up. What? NASDAQ, S&P up 1%, Russell up 1%. And crude takes a pullback. So I guess the Israel-Iran or Iran conflict has been contained. It's not going to affect. All right, Ram, have a good one, man. Thank you for tuning in. I'm also going to be calling it pretty soon. Live to trade another day. And that was it for a bounce. Sorry, that was it for the pullback. In other words, if you were looking for a long, that's all you're getting. Wow. Resilient market. One hour in this range. .30 range. Crazy. And there it goes again. All right, slow bounce. Looking to continue to push up above the 22,200 level. Let's see. Still pullbacks being bought right back up. We just haven't had. Hey, trend is your friend for sure today. NASDAQ going nowhere today, at least now. Taking a little break after 500 points since last night. And I may be calling it too. Well, we'll do another couple minutes. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. It's going to help me with the algo. I will be trading every day this week. I'll probably do the Asia session tonight as well. I'm going to try to capture some Asia session trading only because there's obviously less competition. Capture some more viewers. This time I'm competing with everybody. But thanks for the, I don't know, 5 viewers I've had. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll chip away, grind away at this live stream thing. All right, so attempts to flush below that range, not happening. At least not yet. The 30-point range. So we're in an hour now into that range. This is where you got to say, call it a day, buddy. You don't trade that. NASDAQ going nowhere. Right in the middle of that range. Indecision. Definitely looks like a 5-minute bull flag. And you'll have a ripper to the upside. Attempting to pop. Attempting to pop. Will it pop to the upside? 1 hour now in this range. If that is the bounce, then that's all you got for a pullback. I just can't justify a long entry with such a minimal pullback, but I get it. Bulls are in control. Slow grind up, slow grind down. Wearing you out. All right, but it does look like we're going to push now above that level. Next level is that 230, 240 level. And bulls will continue their parade today. Minimal, crazy market, minimal pullbacks since last night, since the market opened last night. Just looked at the whole chart from last night. Price is married to that 20 SMA. Consistently above it. Pull back and forth on that 20 SMA until you finally get a breakout. Trend is your friend, so it looks like the breakout is to the upside. But this is what we've been doing for the last hour. Determining what that 20 SMA is going to do for this. Bulls want to continue to push up. Bears unable to get any positioning today. Any. You look at the 5-minute, 20 SMA completely in bull mode. So even if we do take a pullback, right, potential bounce in this area, the longer we continue in this range, this 20 SMA will eventually come into this range and then provide, if the bulls are going to play it, the final push to the upside. One hour in a 30-minute range. Very nice. Very nice, NQ. And I think I'm into what, 2 hours on stream. I may be cutting it as well. This is it. Live to trade another day. Took a minimal loss today, trading my 150Ks. Not close to my personal daily loss limit, but ooh, there's the pop we were talking about. And bulls continue with minimal pullbacks. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. No need to push it. 2 trades in the red today, and like I said, nowhere close to my personal daily loss limit, but got to accept the movements right now are very slow. Sure, we're looking like it's going to push up, but not the setups that I'm looking for. If you haven't done so, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I will be back this evening for the Asia. Again, it looks like there's less competition, so I'll do Asia every now and then as well along the New York, and we'll slowly grind away doing live streaming. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. I know you guys got a lot of options out there, a lot of talented traders to watch, so thank you for tuning in. And right up to that top of that range and nothing. Ooh, was that a fake out? I'd be interested if we finally take a pullback here. But either way, I'm not interested. Is it gonna pop? All right, let's wait for the pop. Obviously, now it's shaping out to be a pop above that level. Well, let's see where it goes. I'm hands off now at this point. No trading. Called it on myself. So 240 to 240, 250 range is the next level, is potentially the next resistance area. But today, I don't think there's anything called a resistance area. So it respected that channel, right? If you take a look at, I chart on TradingView, but if you take a look at this channel, it did respect the bottom of that channel. I was hoping for a break below it. And now potential 240, 250 area. Selling the pop. But not interested. Calling it a day, and I will see you guys tomorrow or tonight for anybody trading the Asia session. I'll hop on a little bit tonight. Thanks for everybody who tuned in, and I hope you guys are in the green. Keep it in the green. Oh, there's the pivot point. Not interested. I'm done. Call it a day. Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later tonight if you're on. If not, tomorrow.